In this episode, we're going to talk about that nagging feeling that you just know you're not living up to who you're meant to be. You know that feeling? We're going to talk about that and then what we're doing about it.
I'm Sienna.
And I'm Toast.
We're partners in love, life, and music, and we've been together since 2001.
With each episode of this podcast, our goal is to help our fellow LGBT community members lift their lives to the next level.
Hey, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
Happy
Halloween Eve.
Halloween.
Halloween Eve. Okay, so
Do you have a scary movie recommendation?
I do, but what I wanted to say first is just give a quick shout out.
Oh, okay. Yes.
So one of the beautiful things about, and we did want to give some time to the people the wonderful listeners and supporters who took the survey, the soul care survey.
Yes. Once again, thank you very much, you guys.
Yes. So in that survey, we had an area for comments. And so we will be sharing some of these over the next few podcasts because we know you took your time to do this. So we want to share some of these comments. We're not going to say who, though, right?
Because we respect people's privacy.
Yeah, because we didn't. Okay, so anyways. So here is one that is so nice. Okay. Just want you guys to know that you've helped me along in my journey to being confident and comfortable in my own skin. Thanks for doing what you do because you're truly making a difference for people. That is so nice. We just got to take that in, you know?
Yes. Thank you so much for writing that and taking the time to write that.
Yeah, and that helps us.
And saying those kinds of encouraging things because it feels good to hear. Not gonna lie.
Not gonna lie.
And we want to encourage that kind of culture of saying those kinds of things to each other.
I know.
Right? When we're in appreciation and in gratitude. And I'm looking at Sienna and thinking, we could stand to do more of that even ourselves, right? I have to say, I do appreciate that you and I do acknowledge one another, right? We say, oh, thank you for making me that coffee, or, even small things. And I think even those small things help.
It's the small things, don't you think? Really?
The little things are the big things.
It's the little things.
Yeah, it all builds up.
All right. Okay. So I don't know if any of you who heard last week's podcast where I recommended The Haunting of Hill House.
Man, that is an insistent train, you guys. Can you guys hear that train horn? That train meant business. I was waiting. Okay.
It's like yelling.
We're going to sound really funny if that train whistle did not get picked up by the mics.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay. Anyways.
Okay. Moving on.
You kind of crashed my scary talk here. But okay. So I don't know how many of you took my recommendation and started watching The Haunting of Hill House. But hopefully you did. And you're in the middle of it and you are enjoying it. But I do have to say I have one more recommendation. And this is perfect because tomorrow is Halloween. And you might want some scaries for yourself or for your family or for you and your friends, whatever you're doing tomorrow night. But it is also on Netflix, and it is called Haunted. Haunted, okay? It is so good.
Is this the documentary one?
Yes.
Where there's an interview and a real life story?
Well, it's not an interview, but this show has, I believe, 6 episodes. Okay, so you don't have to give your whole life away again. And what I'm thrilled about is that this is only season 1. So I'm excited because what's so special about this series is that it's a real life person who has had some kind of haunted experience or some kind of haunting in their life. And they sit with their very close family and friends in a circle in kind of a scary looking room, I have to say. and they recount their experience. And many times the people close to them don't even know this happened to them. And so it's real, which makes it
real stories
scarier.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you all that the first one might be the scariest. The first episode of Haunted might be the scariest.
Okay.
So I don't know. Now, because, and I will leave you with this. Because this one's real, if you kind of lean chicken, don't watch it. Do not watch it.
Wow.
Okay. The fact that it's real, you see someone going through it, you hear their family's reaction, you watch the enactment of it. It's scary.
Okay. I can imagine.
Yeah. Well, you saw
for people
moments,
who don't
right?
want to, especially for people who can't watch those kinds of things by themselves.
Oh,
right?
Do not watch this at all. I mean, don't even watch the other one.
Okay.
Right?
All right. So with that, we wish you the happiest Halloween. And for those of you who are listening to this after Halloween, hope you had a good one.
Yes.
Okay, now it's time to talk about the haunted feeling that stays around too long after Halloween and before Halloween.
That's good.
Right? It's annoying, man.
Yes.
It can be very discouraging, that feeling.
Yeah, so Toast and I, we have been quite aware that there is a problem, a massive problem that exists. And it is that feeling that we are not living up to who we're meant to be.
That's it. I think everybody can relate. And I'm so glad for this podcast because this is a topic that, I just have to say, this is a topic that I think most people don't walk around and just be upfront about with other people. Yeah. It's kind of similar to the haunted thing, right? It's like your close family and friends
how
might
they didn't
not even know.
Right.
Yeah. But I think all of us who are listening to this can relate. It's like, that feeling of I'm not living up to who I'm meant to be.
Right. And you know it. You know it. And it could truly be just this discontented feeling that you have. It could even be like just this general malaise, you know, just this, you wake up and you might have a house, a job, a spouse, a family, even a dog or a cat. And still, you have all those things, but there's still a nagging. There's still a discontent.
In other words, things can seem to check all the boxes in terms of, hey, you know, like you have a person and you have... Okay, got it. Got it.
Like there's no reason that you should be discontent. You know?
Right.
And then yet for some people, you might be discontent. You might feel the nagging that you're not where you're meant to be right now because you might be in debt. And you might be going,
there's absolutely a specific reason
right.
or two or three.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Or for some of you, you might know, where is my person? I am meant for love. I love love. I love being in a relationship. Where is my person?
Trying to find somebody, sure.
You know, and so you might have discontent around that, you know. But in general, that nagging feeling can sometimes look like you know your dream, but you're just not going for your dream.
For some reason.
Or you feel that longing, but you're just ignoring it. You know, you're just like, pushing it down. Or you feel like it's too late for you. You feel frustrated. Or you just, in general, feel like you have nothing to look forward to. I mean, it can show up in so many different ways.
Okay. So, yes, it's a problem. And it's a problem. It's a human problem.
It's a common problem.
Right? Everybody deals with this problem. But we're going to take a turn, and it's a good turn, because the good news is it's not your fault that you have this problem. It's not your fault that you're feeling these things, because the reality is you live in a very noisy world with a lot of different voices that have been yelling at you,
jamming in our ears,
whispering in your ear, lecturing you, giving you approval or withholding approval for your entire life.
Yep.
And now add to that this climate of politics that we're in. Right, which adds another layer of stress. So, voices from family, voices from church, voices from school, coaches, right? Siblings even. And we start to internalize those, and those turn into beliefs.
Right.
And
so oftentimes all of these voices, we may just be aware of them now as adults, but it all started when we were so young, growing up, starting with our parents or whoever were our caretakers. They were the voices that we heard all the time. And oftentimes it's those voices that really become our framework. They are now our paradigms, our set of beliefs that we carry through life. And the thing about that is, at some point, we need to decide if those paradigms still work for us, or if they're not working for us. You know, some of the paradigms we grow up with are fantastic ones, but some of them are not. And so it is often these belief systems that are holding us back from an amazing life, you know, our best self, the best version of ourselves, listening to that calling. It's these paradigms, these old beliefs. So the great news is, if you take that and you go, oh, okay, my paradigms, my belief systems, the world is noisy. I am polluted with all these different voices. When you know all of that, you can change it.
Then we can start to exercise our grown-up ability to pay attention to and only allow in the voices that do work.
Yes.
Right? That do work for us, and that communicate with the assumption of a paradigm and a belief system that is empowering.
Yes.
Yes.
And what is that main voice? It's your soul.
I'm so glad you said that. Yes.
Are you?
The soul. That's the voice of God. That's the still small voice. That is the voice for truth. And that is the, hey, you can be more.
Hey, yep.
Yeah, this is the voice of the life force insisting on evolution.
Yes.
Right? That's why you can't get rid of it. It's God. But the challenge is how to really hear that voice and to honor that voice, right? Because we do live in this noisy world, and there's so many other voices vying for our attention, trying to scare us, right? So the challenge is, how do we really hear and heed that soul voice and develop a relationship with it that's full of trust, that's full of love, that's full of faith, so that we do obey it, is one way to put it. Obey it, heed it, so that we feel like it's a partner with us.
Yeah.
And that it has our best interests and that we can trust it. But that's kind of hard to do, right?
Well, yeah, we just talked about all the other voices.
Yeah. Right.
And often they're louder.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because they're constantly being reinforced by the
voices
the
are
culture,
everywhere.
by the culture and the larger environment at large. So, okay, coming back to the noisy external voices and the beliefs that they have put into us and the paradigms that they have established in our perspective on life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The challenge is, how do we take back control of that? And how do we shift our paradigms? How do we transmute our beliefs and paradigms so that they serve us?
Right. So that is the first step. Like, how do you even hear your soul? Hear the voice of your soul when you have all these other voices and beliefs that are layered on top of that. Well, the first step would be to lift those old paradigms and old beliefs that no longer serve you. Lift that up. You can imagine that if you took a whole bunch of voices away, you wouldn't be able to hear the singular voice within you more clearly.
And trust it more.
Yeah. So there are two ways that are proven to help change a belief system. Two ways. The first way is through a strong emotional impact. And oftentimes this tends to be negative. And what I mean by that is it can tend to be like the diagnosis, right? And through that strong impact, a person is willing to change. It could also be through, maybe an accident. You go through an accident and then that strong impact, you're willing to change. It can also be on the positive end too, right? So it could be like in a group where you go to a concert and it's this amazing band and you're there and you're outdoors and it's a beautiful night and everyone's singing the song and it's so positively transforming that you go home and you're like, I'm changing my life. I'm changing things. And so it can be one of those two things, strong emotional impact. The second proven way to change a belief system is through learning new tools, having a structure, having the support on a consistent basis. So this would be tool, structure, and support on a consistent basis. And even though both of these things help to bring about change in your belief systems, change in your patterns, it's truly the latter that assists with ongoing, long-standing change.
Lasting change.
Yes.
Yeah. Because that's exactly what happens with the new year, right?
Right.
When we have a new year, that's an impactful event for people. And people take that event and be like, yeah, New Year's resolutions. But if you don't have consistent, ongoing support and a structure that is different from your past, man, your environment will just kind of suck you back into what you were used to. And man, that just sounded like a Debbie Downer, but I was trying to make the point that what's important is a consistent, ongoing support.
Exactly.
Right. Because Sienna and I, we have experienced the power of that and the power of not having that. And that has always been the inspiration for us wanting to create a membership to help our fellow LGBT people and allies to have that consistent ongoing support. I think we've mentioned we've done so many different types of courses and read all kinds of books and attended webinars and seminars and workshops. Sienna and I have been over our entire relationship and even prior to meeting each other, been so involved with personal development and spiritual growth, coming from Sienna originally from Catholicism, myself from Christianity. But as fantastic and as helpful as various courses have been over the years, and as inclusive and welcoming as they've been, we still felt like, wow, wouldn't it be great if there could be this kind of consistent support from people who are LGBT also? I mean, you just can't replace that. So we wanted to create something, and that's what we are starting to do. So this is to introduce to you what we are going to be calling the Soul Care Collective. And our vision for this is for it to provide that consistent tools, right? Structure, the support to keep reminding you of who you are meant to be and the fact that you can be that the transformation is possible, that with continued reminders, with continued support, with continued encouragement, you can take those steps. You can make that space for yourself in your life to uncover your true self and recover your true self. That's the vision for the Soul Care Collective. It's all about...
And discover it.
Discover it if you don't... if you don't know what it is yet, right?
Because some voices are heavy, man.
Yeah. So our vision for this is to help you to just come home to who you're meant to be.
Your true self.
And it's all about priming priming you, helping you to hear that voice for truth more clearly, and to establish and develop a relationship with it that's loving, that's kind, that's full of trust, so that you can step out in trust and become who you're meant to be. Or another way of saying that, I guess, might be who you already are. Becoming who you already are.
Yeah, I like that one.
You know what I love is the paradox and the feeling of knowing what that means, of becoming who you already are. It doesn't make sense on one level, but it makes total sense to your soul, right? Yes. So that's what we are all about. That's what the Soul Care Collective is about. And I'm looking forward to the continued transformations, right? Because, I mean, gosh, imagine going...
I thought I was going to sneeze.
I know, I was getting ready to say bless you, but then I thought, no, I better not, because that's going to jinx it.
I know, everything needs to just freeze if a sneeze is coming on.
Yeah, everybody needs to just step back and let the sneeze happen.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, but you're not going to sneeze after all.
No sneeze.
Okay. Well, what we were saying is we're looking forward to the transformations.
Yes.
That are on the inside, right? Looking at yourself in the mirror and knowing for yourself, yeah, it's different now. I'm different now. And watch this, right? But then those internal changes begin to manifest and begin to show themselves on the outside. But it is a very personal journey, and the biggest rewards really are those internal transformations that you just feel, right?
Yeah. But I do have to say that it is the inner transformation is everything, because it is from that transformational point, that inner part of you, your soul, that is the attractor point. It's the part that attracts the opportunities. It's the part that attracts the new career.
And that can perceive the opportunity.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the part of you that allows and receives that person you were meant to meet. You know?
Yes. And becomes the person who is desirable and who treats the person as desired, right? It's like we talked about in an episode not too long ago about you have to become the person who will create that change.
Yes.
Right? That the change in your outer world will happen because of your
inner.
of the actions you take as a result of who you are.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, see, and this is the type of stuff, the stuff we're talking about now, Sienna. This is the type of stuff that we're going to be talking about
In depth.
all
More in
the
depth.
time,
Yeah.
and in much greater detail and in a more structured way in the Soul Care Collective. That's what it's for. Because obviously we do this podcast, we touch on these topics, we skim the surface of them.
I know
we give
there's not enough
thoughts.
time to really go into it, but I
Exactly,
guess I guess what I really wanted to say, I didn't finish my thought because I wasn't fully sure of what I was wanting to say, is that, you know, we're talking about the inner transformation.
Yes.
Right? And a lot of the teachings just talk about manifesting the things outside. But there is a journey, there is a process in the becoming that happens on the inside that is the key, the thing that allows for the outside to appear.
Yeah.
You know, but a lot of
Yes.
times people are going from the outside in, right? They're just doing the outside things, just the vision board, just the, you know, they're just doing the outer things. When it really is the inner transformation, and often the inner transformation will come before the thing.
Yes.
So, and along the lines of that, that's why they say you can never outperform your own image.
Your own self-image, your
Your
self-worth.
self-image, your self-awareness, your, you know, where you're at. And that is why it's all about the becoming. You know, we include all the stuff. Yes, if part of your dream is to have the house and all that kind of stuff. Yes, but we want to go deeper because it really matters why,
yes, that's
who you are, you know, in that process.
Mm-hmm. And that's the stuff that changes the world.
Yeah.
Is transformed people. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And all the outside stuff that you're talking about, like vision board or whatever, all that kind of stuff. I think when people try to just do just that stuff, it's kind of equivalent to the get rich quick thing. Yeah. It's like, show me the tricks.
Right.
Show me the magic spell, abracadabra, and now snap my fingers and it'll magically happen. It's like, no.
Right. And that's why we are going to teach you tools that you will use for the rest of your lives. For the rest of your lives. And I will say, let me just mention the vision board. Mm-hmm. So I just want to mention that a while back, I had a vision board, but I wasn't just doing the vision board. Like I was doing all the internal work. And I didn't know if I wanted a rosewood guitar, acoustic guitar, or a black lacquered guitar. Like I didn't know which one. So I put both on my vision board. Guess what? Ta-da! Both came.
We have both of them now. Yeah.
Like seriously. And that was such a wonderful example of when you're thoroughly doing the work from both the outside, from the inside, all of it.
And what a grand adventure it is.
It is. It's fun.
It's fun. It's challenging, but it's so rewarding. Okay, so see, we're getting so excited about it. We love this stuff, and we want to have this place to go really deep and to support you in your work, in your personal, private journey.
So what are they going to get?
So in the Soul Care Collective, here's what we are putting together for the first month, which is November. It's going to happen already.
Yes. And let's just say that the Soul Care Survey helped us to narrow down the items in the membership.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, and guys, we'll talk about more of this later, but this is a beta. Okay. So the things we're going to list are what we're starting out with on the beta. Okay. So here we go. Here's the things. An audio talk.
And the audio talk will be broken up into bite-sized pieces so that at any time you can fit a little talk in.
More convenient for you. Mm-hmm. Okay. We also are giving you a journaling guide. Mm-hmm. And this is to aid you and direct you in applying the teachings from the audio talk more, to take it deeper. This is part of the inner work. Just a guide for that. And speaking of guide, the third thing is a guided meditation. Mm-hmm. And the fourth thing is a Q&A session. So that's what we've got for you, ready and waiting for November. So we didn't, again, I think we already said this, we didn't want to wait until the new year. We have so many things, so many ideas and courses and stuff
There's
that
stuff
we want to offer.
Oh
but yes.
Okay. See, we're so excited, so we're talking over each other a little extra in this episode. But another great thing is that something you all can look forward to in addition to the monthly soul care supplies is we will be having all kinds of different bonuses.
At random times. So you're going to get to be surprised.
Some of the bonuses might be some live music. Some of the bonuses might be something from the bear care section, cat care, something like that. It might be a vegan recipe. It might be a video of us preparing something vegan or one of our favorite recipes. It might be some behind the scenes of how we prepare some of this stuff for you all. So we are including bonuses in our program as well.
We're going to have fun with that. And you can feel free to give us your thoughts about what you want more of, what you want less of. And that's part of the benefit of being one of the initial founding members of the Soul Care Collective. So like we said, we're considering this a beta launch. So we're not making this big, huge deal about it.
We're not doing a formal launch with it.
Yeah, you guys already are podcast listeners, so you're obviously hearing about it. But at this point, because it is a beta, we want to limit the number of people that we're accepting as founding members. So what we're going to do is, we know that the very latest we're going to make this available to become a member is Sunday, November 4th.
Yeah.
So by the end of day, Sunday, November 4th, that's it. You can buy, you can you can choose to join up until then at the very latest. But actually, depending on how many people are signing up leading up to that date, we may actually close the doors even sooner. Right? It just depends. We don't know how many people are going to be signing up.
Right. We are only accepting a limited number. And so it depends. If we reach that number sooner than the Sunday, November 4th date, then we will close the doors sooner. Yeah. So if this resonates with you, sign up right away. Another great thing is that as a beta launch, we are offering the monthly membership fee at an extremely discounted rate. So you will see that. Just click on the link below. All the information will be there. But that price is a very special founding members price. That's what we consider all of the people that will sign up and take advantage of this beta launch. We realize that for some of you, you will absolutely know that you want to take this program. It's like, yes, I want to be a member. You're going to feel that calling. So you would be a founding member. And so what we want to do for you all that jump in on it and become the founding members is we want to honor this much lower discounted monthly price for as long as you are in the program, as long as you're in good standing with the program, you get this price. Because this is going to be the only time we're going to have it at this price.
Right. It's basically
because it's a beta.
And as you notice, we're not even announcing it here in the audio. Like, if you are listening to this now, when it comes out, you go to the show notes, you click on the link, right? You're on our email list, you'll hear about it, you click on the link. But that particular link is not going to be good after later. Sunday, November 4th, basically.
We'll update the notes later.
Yeah. We'll update the notes later. Hopefully that makes sense. That makes sense, right?
I think that makes sense.
Did I explain that okay?
You did. So we'll just go through. Okay, so let's just recap.
I could use that.
Okay. So what we are doing is we are having a beta launch. And in this beta launch, is this what you meant by recap? Mm-hmm. Okay, because you're looking at me like, not that far back. Okay.
No, at first I thought that, and then I was like, nope, you could use this, Toast.
Okay, so we are having a beta launch. And the reason why we're doing this is because we thought we didn't want to wait until next year. You know, this is the best time to start your year, honestly. Does the new year really start in January? Not really. There's so much to do in a wonderful way to start preparing for January now.
Get your head right.
That is why. Right. So even though we don't have every single duck in the row of in how we wanted to do this in a formal launch, we thought we can do a beta launch. And then by doing it this way, we thought, well, you know what? Since it's a beta launch, let's make it an extremely discounted rate. And all the people that jump in on it, let's make them founding members. Because they deserve that.
Which means they get to keep that monthly rate for as long as they're a member in good standing, as long as this Soul Care Collective continues.
Yes. Now, the only tricky thing is that we're taking a limited number of people just for this beta launch. So we will either reach that limited number before Sunday, November 4th, in which case we will close the doors to the sign up, or we will have it extend all the way through Sunday, November 4th.
Perfect.
And I think that makes sense.
Yes.
And really all that is too is, hey, if this resonates, jump in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't worry, we are going to make this available again.
Absolutely,
in the future.
Yes. Good point.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, but when we do make it available again, it's going to be at a higher price. And honestly, at this point, we don't know when exactly we're going to make it available again.
Yeah.
Of course we will, but we couldn't tell you when yet.
Yeah, because we have all these things cooking.
Yeah,
people.
We're building it as we go.
Yeah,
you know, we'll just announce it on the podcast. We'll put it on the email list and stuff like that. But that's the situation now.
But we are absolutely so excited for that.
Yes. So again, you get the audio talk, right, broken up into convenient chunks. You get the journaling guide. Mm-hmm. You get a guided meditation, especially to go with the audio and the journaling guide. And we will have a Q&A.
Q&A. And bonuses.
And bonuses.
And bonuses. Can't forget the bonuses.
Okay, so just check the link in the show notes.
Yes.
All right.
All right. Okay.
So to close out this episode, we actually wanted to do something a little different. And what we're about to do, Sienna is going to run us through a short experience. And this is just a little taste of part of the kind of experience we're offering in the Soul Care Collective. So here we go.
All right. So let's all now just take a deep breath.
Let it out.
Doesn't that feel good? Now, this was an exercise that I was invited to do several years ago, and I found it really powerful, but I'm going to do just a very abbreviated version of it. So take another breath and just close your eyes if you're not driving.
Or walking.
And just imagine a few years out. And imagine that everything has worked out. Everything. Your dream is fleshing out. You actually know what you want to do with your life. Maybe it's a dream job that you've landed. Maybe it's a relationship that has come to you. Maybe it's the house you've wanted to buy. Maybe it's something you've just always wanted to do and become. And think of everything as having worked out. It's all worked out. How does that feel? You did it. And how does that feel? Now take a moment and really observe how you're feeling, what you're thinking. Some of you might be thinking, nothing's coming to me. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know how it would all work out if I wanted it to all work out. Some of you, it might be crystal clear. For some of you, you have a certain very specific thing that has worked out. Whatever it is, do you believe that that can happen for you? Feel it in your body. Do you believe that it can happen? Do you believe that those things can manifest? Do you believe that you can become the person that can bring those things to fruition because of who you are becoming? Do you believe that? Now, honestly, some of you might not. Some of you might. Some of you might be right there going, yeah, I believe it. Some of you might be saying, well, maybe. And some of you might just not believe it's possible. Here is the great thing. This is the great thing I've learned and have truly come to believe and have proven. All we need, all you need, is just the tiniest corner of your mind open to the possibility that, yes, this can happen. Yes, I can become this. We just need the tiniest corner of your mind open to the possibility. because that's all we need. That's all you really need. And we will help you to expand that part in the believing, in the becoming of who you're meant to be, who you truly are. And all we need is that little corner. And in the meantime, you can lean on us and borrow our belief in you, because we believe in you.
And that's why it is such a joy to do this podcast. That's why it's such a joy for us to be doing the Soul Care Collective.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Not to be calm in that, but yeah. Yes.
Because we believe in you. We believe in the power. We believe in the power of you. We believe in the power of people transforming their lives and being who they are meant to be.
Yeah.
So,
okay, but wait.
Oh,
there's more.
What? This is a long podcast, man.
Okay, but truly, and this is what you'll hear, in the, as a member, we will be sharing more of this. But Toast and I have been through so many transformations, so many stages of becoming. We have gone through so many things and overcome so much to get to where we are today. And we still have dreams and more becoming. So we know it can happen. We absolutely know, and we will be sharing more of these stories.
So we thank you guys from the bottom of our hearts. And we will say, as always, until next time,
this is Sienna.
And this is Toast, telling you, love life, live free.